But here we go, game number 1.
Yeah, we're underway with game 1 here as LSU, they're going to be in the orange low-tech Stardust and Donnie. For the blue side, Cardboard Box, Can Be, Peggle, and you. We are underway with this first of 3 between the two teams. LSU had a slow start in the series we watched, which was the first series of the night for you and I. But they came back, they started to turn things around, played well. They're under fire now. Good save from Low-Tech. As Camby's just going to play this back for Peggle to clear on, but expect LSU to grow into this series, I think. I don't think we'll see them popping off immediately, though that said, Low-Tech will score, and it's 1-0 for LSU.
And pop off right away they will. Fantastic catch right here. Stardust capitalizing on that double commit, and Low-Tech finishing it off as Peggle races back into the defense. That double commit is going to be the key factor right there that leads to that goal. If they communicate properly, they keep one back, I think they save that one.
Minute in, 1-0. Oh, 2-0. Low-Tech scores. I don't know how that one went in. It didn't look like it had the angle, but barred down for Low-Tech from long range. You unable to make the touch. That ball was blue. I think that was there was a little bit of help there from Cardboard Box.
That was extremely close. I totally thought I saw you get a touch on it until I realized that it was kind of barred down. But man, definitely a close one right there. You almost able to get him for that save, just not quite fast enough. And again, these teams have to make sure that they're not leaving their backfield open very much. We've seen it several times where that's the mistake. As you commit too far into the offense and you get scored on by a snipe shot from downfield.
LSU have capitalized on it. Low-Tech will score again. A hat trick for Low-Tech, not to mention a playmaker medal for Stardust as well early on in this game. And it's a 3-0 lead for LSU, not even 90 seconds in.
Stardust and Low-Tech right now just making the dream happen. Playmaker and hat trick coming up at the same time. You don't see that very often.
And you certainly see these two connecting with one another. I think Low-Tech certainly has had to make a couple of pretty solid shots, but that said, Stardust has been creating a ton of space, obviously with that playmaker medal. But that's dangerous down out in front of his own net. Donnie will get up to it, but yeah, what a start from LSU here in game 1. Not really what I was expecting. I mean, we know that LSU, a very quality team, certainly has what it takes to play against some of the best that North America can offer, but a 3-0 lead to start this game, and they're still looking to press. I mean, they are just maintaining possession. It doesn't look like it's difficult for them right now. Stardust almost gets the pass from Low-Tech there. It'll stay 3-0.
Well, I think what is getting me the most right now is just how much presence we're seeing from Stardust. He was pretty quiet in that first series we saw with them tonight. And it's like night and day from what we saw before. He really didn't commit a whole lot into the offense that game. He didn't do a whole lot assist-wise in this game. Him and Low-Tech somewhere along the way tonight, they found that groove that they needed to find.
You know, personally, you say that Stardust was quiet in that series we watched of theirs early, but you know, I'd argue that he was the good kind of quiet, because we never really had to talk about any kind of mistakes Stardust made. He was very solid in that series, and I think that confidence builds. And of course, being the first series of the day, it can be quite difficult to get into, you know, the flow of a tournament. But obviously, Low-Tech and Stardust, as you said, connecting 3 times early in this game. Those are the only goals on the board thus far with 95 seconds left. And Cardboard Box have a big task ahead of them. This is not a team you can score easily against. They're going to try here, but it is just high. Candy will play it back towards Peggle, but Low-Tech, he'll cut that one off, and it'll stay a 3-0 game. I think if you're Cardboard Box, you might need to cut your losses here, as that's off the post. Canby doesn't go for the shot. I'm surprised. Stardust a free clear there, and with 70 seconds left, you need to take those chances, as that was nearly another pass out in front for LSU.
Yeah, and Cardboard Box, I'm with you. I think they might just need to cut their losses here, like you were saying. I mean, they have a minute left for sure, but 3 goals, especially with how LSU's been playing, I just don't see that happening. I don't see them being able to make that comeback, but I think you take this moment, you try to get at least 1 goal, find something, because you don't want to get shut out in game 1. Nobody ever wants to see that happen to you, and you don't want to see that happen to yourself, obviously. So hopefully they pick up 1 goal in these last 30 seconds, but they need something moving into this next one.
Yeah, you'd certainly like to see them get one, at least for the confidence sake.
And then I have another fun fact for you, man.
Oh boy, is this one off of Twitter as well, or is this Reddit or something?
No. This is straight from good old Twitch chat.
Okay.
Stardust is actually on keyboard.
Stardust on keyboard, interesting.
You don't see a whole lot of those. I mean, there's obviously those players out there, but you just don't see a whole lot of them.
Well, certainly doing well with mouse and keyboard, and you know, I think the game has evolved a lot to where you used to sort of be able to tell if somebody was playing keyboard, just the kind of that play style and the way they move their car. But with how the game has moved, it's almost impossible to tell anymore. I mean, like you could still tell somebody who's relatively newish or kind of casual to the scene that, you know, so and so is like Yukio, for example. You tell somebody Yukio is playing mouse and keyboard and they'll be blown away because they never would. I mean, it doesn't look.
You would have never thought that ability was possible with that controller in particular. But I mean, Stardust. If I had to call out a player as being kind of the star of this matchup, it's Stardust, in my opinion. Lowtech definitely stepped up, is the one who closed out a lot of those goals, but Stardust, like you said before, created a lot of that space, opened up things for them to make these plays happen.
Well, maybe that's maybe we can contribute that to the mouse and keyboard there, Ryan.
Maybe we can.
but anyway, it was great play from Stardust, but Lowtech was knocking down these shots. I mean, this one in particular there on your screen, that was a wonderful shot to put them up by 3. But yeah, I mean, Lowtech certainly one of those players that can score goals when he gets hot, and 3 goals game 1, the hat trick early on. It was the only 3 goals that were needed in that game. LSU taking the 1-0 lead as we head into game number 2, but you're right. I like this combo between Lowtech and Stardust, and I'm interested to see how this continues to play out throughout the night and potentially into the future.
For sure. But now we are going into game number 2. LSU have that 1-game lead. They take this one and they have punched their ticket into the winner's final, and they will be 1 step closer to being in the money.
This one turned by you. Ooh, the demo onto Lowtech is Cam. Down towards Peggle. Good block there by Donnie. Stardust over to Lowtech, but it'll be you to clear it away. As now Donnie, he'll pop it up. Lowtech's there. Not going to be able to find that touch. Ooh, Stardust. A little bit dangerous. You has a wide open goal, and that will be the first. Cardboard Box going to take advantage of the missed touch, and it's 1-0.
And this is their first goal of the series now. Took them over 6 minutes to find it, but they finally did. And this is going to give them a little bit of a morale boost that these guys, they were looking for that. And so hopefully they start making those changes necessary to keep going into the rest of this game.
I think everybody'd like to see a game, game 5, game 3 between these two teams. As Peggle now going to score over the head of everyone there. Nobody can get back in time for LSU. And just like that, I mean, things it feels very similar to what we saw last game, just the scores reversed. Yeah,
it's starting to feel that way. And so you wonder if this LSU offense just cooled off a little too much in that breakdown, in that break between games. But hopefully Lowtech and Stardust or even Donnie can kind of find some of these touches. Necessarily a little too high on that one. But these guys are just they're not quite clicking in the way that we saw there in game 1.
Yeah, Stardust needed to score that. I mean, talk about wide open net. It's a tough shot, don't get me wrong. It's a tough shot. You got to hit that bar down pretty much. That's a bit too high from Stardust and won't go in. As Lowtech trying to clear it out of the corner. Cam now down, and Lowtech will clear. 3 minutes left to go. 2-0 in favor of Cardboard Box. LSU trying to put on some kind of offensive here. Cleared back down. The double demo. Going to open up some space for Lowtech to dribble forward. So he nearly gives the ball away there. Ends up getting above Peggle. It'll stay in the blue zone. Can be. Let's come off the back wall to make the touch, and the double will clear it down. So Cardboard Box certainly improved over game number 1, and now they've got this 2-0 lead at half. Can they keep it? Can they force a game number 3?
Yeah, that's going to be the big question on everybody's mind. We're now getting past halftime, past downfield. Stardust trying to get up to it, but Cardboard Box just seemed so much more in control this time around. It has been the weirdest thing watching some of these matches tonight, just how different games 1 and 2 can be. And then if we end up in those game 3s, just how different those can even be. Oftentimes in these best of 3s, you see the team that wins game 2 when you're going all the way to game 3. They typically continue on and take game 3 as well, but we've seen a lot of just back and forth series tonight.
Well, that's the interesting part to me about best of 3s, is that you get a lot of momentum, you win game 1, but you go into game 3, that means that you've lost pretty much the last game. So you're tied at 1 there, and Stardust could save to make that play. And you know, it almost seems like winning game 1 could be a curse, but there is a great play from Stardust over the head of everyone, forces the defense into a bad touch. I believe it was Peggle. Yeah, it was. 2-1 now. Still in favor of Cardboard Box with LSU on the board.
Yeah, not just Cardboard Box unable to get up quickly enough on that one. Peggle with the missed touch, and that's going to result in a 2-1 scoreline. But you know that LSU's thanking the heavens for that goal right there, because now it gives them a little bit of breathing room. Not much, but a little bit. They now have a little over 1 minute to try and pick this one up. Donnie coming out to the side, trying to center something up. But again, that backboard defense coming out from Cardboard Box, they look a lot better this match.
That they do, but they still only have this 1-goal lead, and anything can happen in a game like Rocket League, especially with 60 seconds left. Donnie has to make the save, and he won't be able to do it. That one handcuffing Donnie a little bit too much. It's 3-1.
Yeah, this one was just on him like glue. He just couldn't quite figure out what to do on it. And so 3-1, Peggle trying to help make things more difficult on LSU. LSU might, they can definitely find 2 goals in this time, but they might have to start preparing themselves for a game 3. Well, and after that one, they definitely have to.
That'll be the hat trick for Peggle as well. Cam on the assist, but yeah, a 4-1 scoreline now. Cardboard Box battling back. Almost certainly looks like they'll be forcing game number 3, and this is by far a different game from game 1. LSU was in control for just about the majority of it. This time they couldn't really muster the offense outside of a couple of opportunities. Cardboard Box going to send us to a game 3 here in this winner's semi. As Donnie just trying to add something to the board. Lowtech's going to go up for it. Oh, he gets saved away by Cam. Can't even buy a goal in this one. Cam Lowtech, and yeah, momentum, huge thing in Rocket League, and I think Cardboard Box has it right now.
Oh yeah, that pendulum has swung pretty well in their favor this time around, but that is going to be game number 2. LSU gonna have to try and fight back after that one. They got a taste of their own medicine of what it means to be down 3 goals at the end of it, and so it's very interesting. We weren't expecting this from Cardboard Box, especially after how LSU handled them in game 1. Again, Stardust, though, stepping up here, pulling off the 1 goal they had and then 2 saves. But the biggest standout to me is just LSU, it didn't feel like, had a lot of the offense that we needed to see from them in this one. They picked up 1 goal. But, even right here, these are just great shots coming out. As he touches that one just right off from the side, and we see the defense racing back, but it's just not going to be enough And so LSU got to try and make some plans changing as they go into this one.
I think that was part of the reason too. I mean, you look at it, and Cardboard Box took an early 2-goal lead. The first goal was a bit of a giveaway by LSU, getting a little too aggressive, maybe a bit too overconfident after game one. But you know, you find yourself down 2 goals. It's not easy to come back, even with that one that Stardust was able to put home. I mean, you never want to play from behind, especially in a short series like this one, and that's doubly so for game 3, as we're gonna get ready to go here. As I think might have to do a little bit of a dance. We're waiting for Low-Tech. As far as I'm aware, Low-Tech is grabbing a new controller. Don't know if he is having trouble with the other one. There he goes. So it
He's
doesn't look
back
like
in with us now.
not gonna have to remake the server, but yeah. So I mean, LSU. I think LSU. It's their turn. It's their time right now to respond. I think. Cardboard Box set the tone, and we're heading into game 3. It's up to LSU.
Yeah, definitely. This feels like LSU's game to lose right now. But Stardust going to take that one off to the side as he keeps it safe. And I want to see LSU find the offense that they had there in game 1, because that synergy between Low-Tech and Stardust was just impeccable.
Just a bounce out for Low-Tech. Good pass over to Stardust, but he can't quite get a touch on it. Oh, bounce out for Low-Tech pretty well, though. Peggle up for it quickly, and Cam, he'll send it forward as we play on game 3 in the first minute here. Both teams still trying to feel each other out. That's a good pass from Donnie to Low-Tech, just a bit high, though. Now Stardust the follow. Yu's going to make the play. Peggle, can't get it by Donnie. Good read. Stardust back to Low-Tech, and now the passing plays starting to come out here from LSU, maintaining possession of the ball. Great pass from Donnie to Stardust. They score. Bang, bang, out of the corner. It's 1-0.
And Stardust is going to be that first responder here off the pass from Donnie. And Donnie, that was a great touch from the corner on his part to just set up Stardust. And it's that changing dynamic of who's going to be taking the shot for this LSU team. After game 1, you would largely suspect that it's going to be Low-Tech. So it feels like they've been keeping an eye on Low-Tech's movement, not prepared for Stardust or Donnie to be the ones making these plays happen.
Speaking of, it looks like Low-Tech still maybe struggling with some controller issues. Looks like he's back and moving around now, as that's a good pass down to Donnie. Oh, it's just wide. Nearly the second goal for LSU, as they might get caught out here. No, Donnie's up to make a risky challenge, able to find it. He's going to come over the head now, too. Good save by Peggle. Stardust rotating forward. He scores. Stardust with his second near post, 2-0.
And another fantastic pass off the side from Donnie, and just making it happen for them here. Stardust so well prepared, and again, it's all about anticipating your opponent and what type of, or your teammates and what type of plays they're going to set up, and just being ready to be there and make the play happen. And LSU, when these guys get moving on that, they do a really good job for it.
So we've seen LSU take a large lead early in game 1. They won that game. They went down by a lot in game 2. They drop it, and now they had a 2-0 lead, but striking back is Cardboard Box. Will we see a similar storyline here in game 3 with this large lead that LSU had, though that is a good response there from Cardboard Box.
Yeah, and that's going to be the crucial part here, is Cardboard Box wants to cut down LSU earlier in the game if possible, because you don't want to go into that final minute knowing that you've got to try and make up 2 goals. That is so difficult mentally to wrap your head around and try to believe that you can actually make that happen. But when you know that all you have to do is put 1 goal in the net to get that equalizer to create an overtime situation, you feel like it's more doable, and it's going to make you more confident trying to make those plays happen.
We approach halftime. It's only a 1-goal lead for LSU. Stardust with both. For the orange side, as Donnie was looking for that shot, not able to quite find it there. Low-Tech now down towards Stardust. You trying to get in the way, but it'll stay on the blue half. Interesting touch from Stardust, but not quite hard enough to find Donnie. Peggle and Cam will combine, but they can't get it by Low-Tech. LSU has to go up and make the save. We're approaching the final 2 minutes. LSU maintaining possession. Looking at the shot totals, they are far out shooting, but now they're in a bit of trouble here. Donnie just getting a piece of it to play that one away from Peggle. As this game certainly feels like it can still go either way, but Cardboard Box, the team that needs to score to try to send us to overtime.
Well, and the dangerous situation that arose in that moment back there was the fact that we saw a double commit up in the air from LSU. So they've got to make sure that they're having that communication. They're talking it out as they go for these plays. Close shot from Stardust, but it doesn't find its way in. And Donnie comes in as the janitor. He's going to clean that one right up.
I thought this was a hat trick for Stardust. Ends up out towards Donnie, and Cam comes off the wall. I was wondering what happened, why he wasn't able to square that ball up. He had to come off the kind of the side corner of the goal and just unable to get there in time to square it up well. And that will be an LSU third goal. 3-1, a minute 20 to go. They've got a 2-goal lead, I should say, here in this decisive game number 3. And this is the position we were talking about Cardboard Box doesn't want to be in. They find themselves down by 2, not a whole lot of time left. And this is where LSU can do a lot of work. They can waste a whole lot of time, but they're also pretty dangerous in transition. If you get too aggressive, you get too forward, you might get punished for it, as this is down towards Donnie. And you keeping it in, only as far as low tech though, and they'll have to play out of their own zone with just 45 seconds left.
Yeah, and this one coming down to the wire. LSU almost able to secure that one, and that would have been the end of the game right there. They picked that one up, but they are still keeping the pressure on. They are not letting up. And that is what you need to do at these end moments like this, is keep those pressure on. You've got to make sure that you're not giving your opponent that hope of coming back. But there's the opening. Oh, and Peggle actually saved it. That is not what they wanted to see right there.
It looked like he was trying to redirect it, felt the presence of the defense, as Stardust still can't find the hat trick. Low tech will hit the bar. It'll be cleared away, but the final 5 seconds going to tick off. Peggle's going to take the shot. Low tech will make the final save. And LSU advancing to the winners final. A close 3-game series between LSU and Cardboard Box. But it's Louisiana State who comes out ahead. And what a performance from the question mark of the LSU team to start the night in Stardust. And you talk about a game to step up in, I think this was the perfect one.